Welcome to Mom's Life Made Simple, the podcast for moms who want to go from chaos to calm, from overwhelmed to organized, and to find balance between family responsibilities and personal growth. I'm your host, Chanel Nielsen. Let's make mom life simple. Hello and welcome to the Mom's Life Made Simple podcast. I'm excited to be with you today and have a great episode about morning routines. And specifically, we're going to talk about how to stick to your morning routine when life gets crazy. I'm going to answer a few questions like why have a morning routine? And how do you do it when things are busy or crazy or out of the ordinary? And also overcoming perfectionism. Now, while I'm talking about morning routines, there's a lot in here that can relate to other habits and other changes that you want to make in your life. So today's going to be packed with a lot of great information. Before we jump into that, let's talk about the review of the week. So this review comes from MTF 1956, which sounds suspiciously like my dad, and I will take it. I appreciate this review that says, Chanel is amazing. I love her insights. She is a gifted speaker. Enjoyed her past podcast. So thank you to my dad for leaving that review. And I appreciate all the reviews that you guys leave. If you haven't yet, please go and do so. It helps the show to grow. It also helps when you share with a friend. So thank you to those who are doing that and who are taking the time. I truly appreciate that. Now, let's talk about morning routines. So first, why have a morning routine? Why are morning routines important? When we start our day with a morning routine, we are starting our day with intention. We're starting our day with what matters. And mornings are so powerful because there are lots of things that can derail us throughout the day. We can have a lot of, hopes and dreams and good intentions for the day, but sometimes things come up and don't allow us or make it harder for us to do the things that we want to do. There are so many less distractions in the morning. If you just get yourself out of bed and you have that time alone, you can really choose how you want to spend it. And if you choose right, if you choose to do the things that matter to you, you start the day with a win. You start by feeling successful. Like, yes, I did that thing that mattered to me. I have been an advocate for a long time of getting some self-care in the morning. I think that's so important for moms, but really any routine that you do in the morning is going to be self-care, right? If you are doing the things that matter to you, then you're taking care of yourself. You're taking care of your own needs. So morning routines also help to set the tone for your day. They help you to kind of create the day that you want to have. One of the things that I do in my morning routine is I journal. And this is not like when I'm saying create the day ahead of time on paper, I feel like I do that, but it's not like I'm writing down every last thing for the day. I have a couple very simple things that I do that help me create the day that I want to have. Number one is I make sure that I have my big three for the day. Often I'll write that the day before, but if I haven't written it yet, the day before, then I'll write it in the morning. I will pray about those three. Like, are these the three things that I really need to focus on today? So I know the main goals of my day. These are the three things that I want to get done. I also have 2 journal prompts that I answer. I write down, today I'm excited about. What am I excited? What am I looking forward to? What is going to be good about this day? And I'm planning ahead of time what there is to be glad about today. So sometimes it's something that I'm going to do. Sometimes it's someone I'm going to spend time with or a way that I want to feel. What am I excited? And it might be simple. Today, I'm excited to make this new recipe for dinner and share with my family. It can be a very simple thing or part of your normal routine, but what is there? The second part is, today I choose to be. How am I going to show up today? This is words like calm, or happy, or energetic. My word for today was focused. Today I choose to be focused. I knew that I was going to spend some time working on podcasts and getting some other things off my list, and I wanted to be very focused in the work that I did. So I am in my morning routine. I'm creating the day that I want to have. Morning routines are also really powerful ways to create habits that serve you. We often have things that we want to do. Maybe for you, that's meditation, start a meditation practice, or it's read your scriptures, or there are different things that we're like, that would be really good to do regularly. But where does that fit in? How do you fit it into your day? Well, if you get up in the morning and you do that before there are any other distractions, then it's a really great way to create that habit. Now, we're going to dive into the second question, which is, well, how do you do it when life gets crazy? Because it sounds really great to have a morning routine and to do all these things in your morning routine. But when life is busy, how do you keep going? Now, my morning routine right now on most days is around an hour. It's about an hour exactly. In that hour, I journal, I read scriptures, I do yoga, and I do meditation. But it doesn't always work out that I have an hour. Maybe I overslept, or what happened recently, our family was sick, and then the aftermath of that sickness was total and complete exhaustion, and I just didn't want to get out of bed in the morning. So when I finally got myself out of bed, I didn't have an hour to do my morning routine. I would make sure that I had at least a couple minutes to do something. And that right there is the key. How do you do it when life gets crazy? You take it down a notch. You let a little bit be enough. I call this the range of possibilities. So my morning routine maximum, the thing that on a great day, the thing that I want to have happen is I want to have about an hour-long morning routine to do those 4 things that I talked about that are important to me. But if not, I have it worked out so that I have a minimum for each of those same 4 activities so that I get them done on the craziest days, or the days I'm the most tired, or days when I'm sick, or days when we're on vacation and we're traveling and things just look a little bit out of the ordinary. So for me, this is what my minimum looks like. I'll explain to you my minimum and my maximum. So what normally happens on my hour-long days, I wake up, I journal for about 15 minutes. I read my scriptures for about 15 minutes. I practice yoga for about 20 minutes, and then I do a meditation for about 10 minutes. Now, sometimes one of those will take a little longer, one of those will take a little shorter. Usually meditation is the last thing, so a lot of times that's getting cut to more like 5 minutes, and that's okay. It's meant to be fluid. Now, on the days when I don't have as much time to devote to my morning routine, this is what this looks like. I get out my journal, I write 1 sentence. Whatever I feel to write that day. Maybe I write what I'm thankful for. Maybe I'll write, like I just explained, today I choose to be happy. 1 thing. Then I get out my scriptures. I read a verse of scripture. So far, we're about 2 minutes in. Then I get out my yoga mat and I do yoga. Maybe it's 1 pose. Maybe it's 5 minutes. I've found several good 5-minute videos on YouTube, which is usually where I get my yoga. And then I do a 1-minute meditation, which is also on YouTube. And that's my morning routine. I can get the whole thing done in less than 10 minutes. And I won the morning. I still did those things that mattered to me. That's the range of possibilities. You say, okay, on a perfect morning, this is what I want to have happen. But if not, if for whatever reason it doesn't work out, if my motivation is very low, how can I bring that activity to its minimum? What's the little thing that I can do instead? So now I want to talk about this idea of perfectionism, because why so many people don't stick to a morning routine or really any habit is because they feel like if you don't do the maximum, it doesn't count. And so I want to explore this idea. Does it even count if you just do a little bit? Does it? Absolutely, yes, it counts. Let yourself know right now that little bit counts. So if you can't do something perfectly, if you can't do it to the maximum of your ability, why do it at all? I have 4 reasons why you should do it anyway, even when you're traveling, even when it's not going to look perfect, even when you're feeling a little bit sick. Number 1 is the compound effect. So the compound effect says that, saving $1 is not that much, right? It doesn't seem like that big of a deal. You set $1 aside, you only have $1. However, if you do that day after day after day, at the end of the year, you'll have a nice chunk. At the end of 10 years, you'll have a lot more. Compound effect. Things grow by doing things a little tiny bit at a time. And that's definitely true for the benefits of a morning routine. You don't see all the benefits from doing one yoga session or one meditation session or reading your scriptures one time, for that matter. It's compounded. It's day after day after day. That is when you start to see the benefits of doing those things. And quick side note here, I'm using my morning routine as an example, but that doesn't mean that's what your morning routine needs to be. It's very individual and goes back to that piece that I talked about earlier of self-care. What is it that you need in your morning? Once you have that answer, that's what you want to focus on, not these things that I'm mentioning for me. Okay, number 2 is self-signaling. So this is a really interesting concept in psychology. A lot of times we think, the way that we learn about ourselves is the same way that we learn about other people, from what they do. So here's what's really interesting. When you see someone out for a run, what do you think? Oh, they're a runner, right? That person's a runner. Well, when you yourself go out for a run, that same signal happens and you think, oh, that person, me, myself, she's a runner. And you signal yourself in that way. So when you do your morning routine, even if you're just doing a little bit, I'm telling myself in the morning, I'm a journaler. I'm a girl who reads her scriptures. I'm a yogi. I'm a meditator. I'm signaling to myself that that is who I am, and it's becoming part of it gives that signal to myself of who I'm becoming, which leads into number 3, which is it becomes your identity. The things that we do day after day after day become a part of us. And I definitely can say that after about 10 years of doing my morning routine, it's a part of my identity. I am a person who does her morning routine, even on vacation, even when I'm traveling, even all those things. That's who I am. I'm a person who does a morning routine. I am a yogi. That's who I am. I do yoga every single day. It becomes part of who you are. And when you're intentional and you've put the things that you want in your morning routine, you're becoming exactly who you want to be, because this habit is something you have created on purpose, and you are becoming that person day by day by day through, number 1, the compound effect. Okay, number 4, done is better than perfect. Because we're talking about little increments, tiny increments of self-improvement, it matters a lot more that you do it than that you do it perfectly. So doing one session of yoga on one day, if you were to do this 2-hour-long yoga session and it was this amazing yoga session and you felt so good, but then you didn't ever do it again, you would see a lot more benefits from just 10 minutes of yoga every single day. So getting it done, even if it's just a little bit, is much better than doing it perfectly. When perfect is the standard, we often can't hit that goal. And then if we know we can't hit it, it makes us want to give up. So done is better than perfect. Give yourself the grace to allow that to be okay. And that's the final piece that I'll say on this, is allow it to be enough. Even if you just do your minimum, celebrate that. Feel so good about that. Let yourself say, yes, that is good enough. I did it. And that's what I set out to do. And I am proud. And I am so glad that I am doing the things that I want to do. So this is what a morning routine can look like. It can be that simple, and it's powerful to stick to it. So I hope this helps you to have your morning routine even when things are crazy. Now, if you want some help to start a morning routine or to make sure that you're doing your morning routine right in a way that really serves you, definitely go get my morning routine checklist for moms. You can get that on my Instagram at Chanel Nielsen Coaching. Just go to my bio, click the download link, and get started with that. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next week. Bye. Thanks for listening to Mom's Life Made Simple. Need some help making your mom life simple? I offer group coaching programs using my 4-step method called the Mom's Method. This is a process of manifestation, organization, mobilization, and simplification that will give you the balance, progress, and joy you're looking for. Visit ChanelNielsenCoaching.com or find me on Instagram or Facebook at Chanel Nielsen Coaching. I love to hear from you. Reach out with your questions, your feedback, and let me know how I can help make your mom life simple.